Citarum is the longest river in West Java and is a symbol of the glory of the people of West Java, with a length of 297 kilometers stretching across 13 districts/cities starting from kilometer 0 Cisantai to Muara Jembang. Citarum has been named by the World Bank as the world's dirtiest river. It's ironic to hear that, of course, it's not a proud judgment. Although it is a river with water conditions that are far from decent standards. However, residents living around the Citarum River still depend on it for their livelihood. The problem is not simple, it concerns the need for survival and long-standing emotional bonds. Now, the central government is trying to take up the Citarum issue. 7 facts about the Citarum River. Was named the dirtiest river in the world. 1. The Citarum River contains worryingly toxic chemicals. As quoted in the National Geographic page, the level of waste and pollution in the Citarum River is already very worrying. Research shows that the river contains toxic chemicals where the chemical content in the water is 1,000 times higher than the safe drinking water limit set in the United States. Due to the dirty water, many residents around the Citarum River suffer from various diseases. Local residents, many suffer from various skin diseases, ranging from scabies to skin infections. Also respiratory problems due to inhalation of factory fumes. Not only that, poor water quality due to waste and pollution also damages farmers' crops. 2. The dilemma between the need for employment and the effects of waste that damage the environment. The dilemma faced by the government is not simple, if you want to improve the condition of the Citarum River. The reason is that currently there are around 2,000 textile factories that contribute to providing a source of income and employment for residents around Citarum. On the other hand, these factories each day contribute 280 tons of industrial waste that is dumped into the river. The government is certainly required to be creative in solving these problems. 3. The government targets Citarum River water to be suitable for consumption. Is it possible? Now, the governance of Citarum has shifted from the local government to the central government. With all the circumstances, the central government has ambitions to make Citarum River water fit for drinking by 2025. The government has also promised to take firm action against factories that ignore waste disposal regulations. In addition, there is an effort to install CCTV to monitor violators who try to throw garbage and waste into the river. If successful, of course this will have a huge impact on the economic, environmental and health conditions of the people around the Citarum River. 4. Close to the ancient kingdom. Judging from the relics of the inscriptions and historical sites, Citarum is closely related to the Tarumanegara kingdom. The downstream surface activity in the past was also shown through several ancient building complexes such as the Batujaya site and the Sibuaya site. In addition, the Sayuridian inscription was also found, which is a memorial stone from the kingdom around the 5th century AD. This inscription has the shape of the footprints of King Purnawarman. The inscription, inscribed with the Sanskrit Pallava script, was discovered in 1863. 5. Royal territory boundary. After the Tarumanegara kingdom broke up around 650 AD, 2 new kingdoms emerged in the West Java area, namely the Sunda kingdom centered in Pakuan Pajajaran, now Bogor, and the Galuh kingdom centered in Siamis. Uniquely, the Citarum River is the boundary between the 2 kingdoms. 6. Victims of industrial pollution. Even before the Citarum River was declared the dirtiest river in the world, the watershed began to have an alarming condition in the 2010s. At that time, the river always experienced flooding during the rainy season and drought during the dry season. This phenomenon also shows that damage has occurred in the watershed. It is considered to be in a critical condition, especially in the upstream. The condition of the watershed reduces the carrying capacity of the water supply. 7. Gradually recover. Being called the dirtiest river in the world is certainly a shame for Indonesia and the Citarum River itself. Therefore, the government has begun to intensify various efforts to restore the beautiful and natural ecosystem of the Citarum River, one of which is through the Citarum Harum program. The program is a follow-up to President Joko Widodo's mandate through Presidential Decree No. 15 of 2018 concerning the acceleration of pollution control and damage to the Citarum River basin. 12 Action Plans for Harum Citarum. 1. Critical land management. The area of critical land in the Citarum watershed area is 199.514.14 hectares, or about 29.24% of the total area of the Citarum watershed, which consists of very critical and critical categories. 2. Industrial waste management. The current conditions show that there are still many industries outside the area, especially the small and medium enterprises (SM) industry in the Citarum watershed that does not have a wastewater treatment plant (WWTP) and disposes of its waste directly into the river. 3. Livestock waste management. The main problem is that many breeders who live in river bodies do not process their livestock waste into something of economic value and throw their manure directly into the river. 4. Domestic wastewater treatment. The strategic issue of Citarum Harum in the aspect of handling domestic wastewater cannot be separated from the context of national sanitation development, with the target of achieving 100% access to adequate sanitation, which must be completed in 2019, and access to safe sanitation by 2030 according to the SDGs agreement. 5. Waste management. Waste management is a systematic, comprehensive and sustainable activity that includes waste reduction and handling. The generation of waste in the Citarum watershed is 3,512.2 tons/day sourced from 8 regencies/cities. 6. Space utilization control. In the Citarum watershed area, there has been a fairly massive land use change, so that to overcome it, a strategy is needed which in principle consists of efforts to control and use space so that the function of the Citarum watershed area is not disturbed and efforts to restore it. 7. Water resources management and tourism. Based on the flood problems that exist in the Citarum watershed, a strategy is needed in the management of water resources that refers to three aspects, namely conservation of water resources, utilization of water resources, and control of water damage. 8. Handling floating net cages. Cirata, Saguling and Jabar reservoirs are reservoirs that originate from the Citarum River. The condition of the waters of the Cirata, Jabar and Saguling reservoirs is already worrying. The number of overpopulated KJAs is seen as a pollutant burden that can pollute the Citarum River. 9. Law enforcement. The main activity in the Citarum watershed law enforcement program is to carry out prevention, guidance and enforcement of environmental law against companies that dispose of waste along the Citarum watershed. 10. Community education and empowerment. One of the steps that can be taken to support pollution control efforts is through education that can change the awareness and behavior of industry and society, especially educational institutions, towards the environment. 11. Data, information and public relations management. The Citarum Harum Champion Program will provide a forum for two-way interaction between the community and the agencies or ministries/agencies that carry out handling activities in the Citarum watershed. This two-way communication will be facilitated by the command center provided by the Secretariat of the Citarum Task Force. 12. Research and development. The priority of research and development locations covers the entire Citarum watershed area and is adjusted to the issues and urgency according to the needs of the handling program. Creating an environmentally friendly public space on the Citarum Riverbank. It is not easy to turn a dead, lush, waste-prone and crime-prone land into a public facility for the public. It takes seriousness, commitment, responsibility, good cooperation and sincerity. Under the command of Colonel Nursum, Citarum Harum Sector 8 was able to turn a dead, lush, waste-prone and crime-prone land into a public facility whose benefits were greatly felt by the community. 1. Willingness to innovate. Colonel Nursum is a figure who is known to be open to all levels of society regardless of caste, social status or character. This fact is not a figment behind a firm figure. Colonel Nursum has a social spirit and high concern for others. Behind the character of a figure, there must be a very important role that shapes his soul. Admitted by Colonel Nursum, the education was taught by his mother, who hit him while talking to several media crews, and himself, Colonel Nursum Ed, while still serving as Dan Sector 21 of the Citarum Task Force Fragrant. Unable to remain silent, the Dan Sector 8 of the Harum Citarum Task Force, Colonel Nursum began to take action and ordered his members to clean up dead, leafy land and a lot of garbage located on the banks of the Citarum River, Daruyulan Village, Nanyang Village, Margasit District, Bandung Regency. 2. Across the Citarum River that became inspiration after the Citarum River banks are cleaned, Of course you need a place to sit and relax, so a seat is made. When the Dan Sector 8 of the Harum Citarum Task Force, Colonel Arm Nursamsudin, took a short break from his activities, the Dan Sub-Sector, Baman and several personnel were joined. Inadvertently, after looking across the Citarum River, the idea was born to make a stake in the form of writing. Finally the writing Citarum Harum Sector 8 started a creative idea born from the Dan Sector 8 of the Citarum Harum Task Force. The construction continued, initially only one seat continued to be added, a jogging track area was made, a children's play area, a pavilion made of industrial materials and a selfie spot. 3. Establishment of monitoring post, mushola and toilet facilities. A public facility is not complete if it does not have a toilet and a prayer room. There is confusion about the location that will be used as the facility. Finally, coordination was carried out with the landowner. In a tit-for-tat, the landowner allowed the land to be built. Thus, currently a monitoring post, toilet and prayer room facilities have been established. Visitors do not need to worry if they want to defecate or fulfill the obligation to pray 5 times a day. 4. Unique innovation has different characteristics. The creativity of the Dan Sector 8 Citarum Harum, Colonel Arm Nursamsudin does not stop with the park, jogging track area, children's play area and selfie spot. However, there was an idea to make a mural painting. With the help of a friend, Dan Sector 8 Citarum Harum took Maestro Kong Fo 92 to make a selfie spot. It didn't take long, the 3D mural painting was completed. Where, visitors will be spoiled for taking pictures in front of the painting as if crossing the Citarum River, sitting on the clouds, feeding the tigers, and even flying above the clouds. 5. Education room about fragrant Citarum, cleanliness and environmental sustainability. Public facilities and parks are made not only for sports facilities, children's play and tourism. However, the rest is used as a means of education about the Citarum Harum program, environmental education and environmental sustainability for early childhood. 6. Economic improvement and community empowerment. The proverb says, "Where there is sugar, there are ants." This is logical and proven to be true. A place that can attract people's interest will indirectly be able to grow the surrounding economy. This is what happened on the spot. Where, the Citarum Harum Sector 8 Task Force under the command of Colonel Arm Nursamsudin transformed dead land into public facilities that were useful for the surrounding community. The facility also makes changes and/or increases the economy of the community, residents who initially did not have an income or minimum income quantity. 360 degrees, with the construction of these facilities the economic level increases. It is possible, if the location being built gets support from the government, both morally and materially, it can be increased to a wider level and the radius of economic growth, happiness index, growth and environmental sustainability education will expand more widely. Of course, if the initial intention of the Dan Sector 8 of the Citarum Harum Task Force is not to be transferred in the future by the next generation of public facilities. Citarum Harum is entering its 5th year, the next 2 years after the 7-year target of the program is completed. Will the success that has been fought for by the Siliwangi soldiers be maintained, improved, or like 1,000 years of drought, once rain will cause flooding again? Because Citarum is back to being the dirtiest river in the world where it is littered with garbage and waste, it is a mystery, but it can be cultivated and used to it since early. Thus, it becomes a habit for the community. 7. Naming and identity of a success. The public facilities built by the Citarum Harum Sector 8 Task Force were built with hard work and struggle. This is not an easy thing. The facilities created with many benefits include a jogging track area, child-friendly room, play area, educational facilities for the Citarum Harum program and nature conservation. So it deserves to be called icon. Dan Sector 8 of the Harum Citarum Task Force, Colonel Arm Nursamsudin officially gave the name Taman Icon Sector 8. 8. Viral Icon Park and Community Interest. Sector 8 Icon Park as the work of the Citarum Harum Task Force has become a special concern and a strong magnet for the surrounding community. Its existence has never been empty of visitors. This is a fact that happened to Taman Icon Sector 8. Long before the inauguration and when this article was published, public interest in visiting was very high. Evidently, everyday visitors flock to come, especially on weekend days. Not a few, the YouTubers who participated in capturing the Sector 8 icon park as a form of appreciation for the forms of creativity, art, entertainment, education and technological progress. So, the digital footprint of Taman Icon Sector 8, Dan Sector 8 Citarum Task Force Colonel Arm Nursum Sudin as the originator, assisted by field executors, Siliwangi soldiers, elements of society from Scrooge, other communities, and all parties who help, and the role of the media cannot be denied. It is a fact that Sector 8 Icon Park is a masterpiece in 2022 presented by Dan Sector 8 of the Citarum Harum Task Force, Colonel Arm Nursum Sudin. Proud appreciation from the emerging community. So, it is appropriate when Sector 8 Icon Park gets the title of a public facility that is viral in the community this year. 9. Work sincerely, without judgment and prediction. The construction of the Sector 8 Icon Park by the Citarum Harum Task Force is based on sincere work. Relentless, the personnel continue to work for the realization of a public facility for the community. It is selfless to take into account the costs incurred, and it is unpredictable that Taman Icon Sector 8 will go viral and be able to attract the attention of the public and many parties. 10. The visit of the Siliwangi Military Commander 3 to the Deputy Governor of West Java. Pangdam 3/Siliwangi Major General Kunto Arif Wibowo took the time to visit the construction of Green Open Space, RTH, in Sector 8 of Citarum Harum, located at Taman Icon Sector 8, Monday, August 15, 2022. Pangdam 3 Siliwangi, Major General Kunto Arif Wibowo admitted that he was very impressed with the progress of the development stages along the Citarum River. The achievements of this progress can later be educated to the public. We are trying a vehicle that can be used as a value for the benefit of the community and how the community itself should be able to maintain it. Recently, Deputy Governor of West Java Uu Ruzanul Ulum visited Taman Icon Sector 8 to conduct a review of the achievement progress of the Citarum Harum program, located at Taman Icon Sector 8, Darayulan Village, Nanyang Village, Margasa District, Bandung Regency, Saturday morning, August 10, 2022, ago. During his visit, the Deputy Governor of West Java Uu Ruzanul Ulum worked to sweep the Sector 8 Icon Park and the 8th Dan sector of the Citarum Harum Task Force Colonel Arm Nursum Sudin, and when the news was published, netizens were immediately flooded with praise. Related article: Visit of the West Java Deputy Governor to Sector 8 Icon Park cause floods, what's up with Citarum? 11. Visits from school circles. Several schools where students are accompanied by a teaching team from PUD, TK, SD to SMP have visited and utilized the Taman Icon Sector 8 facility to educate their students, especially early education related to the Citarum Harum program, cleanliness and environmental sustainability. From all the explanations above, we can see how important environmental education is for the wider community as well as for early childhood. Regardless of the way and creativity that is carried out,